Udah live ya? Oke.
Udah, tanya.
Oke, bisa jadi ikut lah. Jadi di stream aja kali ya.
Kenapa?
Iya, jadi videonya udah mulai nyalain aja kan?
Iya, boleh.
Oke. Good afternoon, everyone. Homage to the Triple Gem. Namo Buddhaya. Dear Dhamma friends, I warmly welcome you to the program. The topic for our Dhamma discussion today is Nature of Conditioned Things by Venerable Jeewananda Bhante. Today's program is hosted by Indonesian Buddhist Fellowship of Canada. Without further ado, let's start the program. I would like to inform you that this program is being audio and video recorded, and the content will be made available on Mahamifnawa Buddhist Monastery Toronto and IBFC Toronto YouTube channel. During the sessions, microphones will be muted by administrator. You're welcome to raise hand when you have question or during Q&A time. Turning on camera is optional. However, it is nice to see who we are speaking with, so turning on your camera is being encouraged. Please be present, follow in good sitting position, and avoid multitasking. I would like to introduce our Venerable Monk Jeewananda Bhante. He propagates the Dhamma under the guidance of the Most Venerable Kiribati Nyanananda Thero of Mahamifnawa Buddhist Monastery. Venerable Bhante received the higher ordination in 2005 and currently is a chief monk in Buddha Meditation Center at 11175 Kennedy Road in Markham, Ontario. You're welcome to visit mahamifnawa.ca for further information. Welcome to the program, Venerable Bhante. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya.
So we kindly request our Venerable Bhante to lead the Parita chanting.
Okay, dear Dhamma friends, now we are going to go for refuge to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, observe precepts as the opening of the program. So please chant with me. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu. Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. To observe the 5 precepts, say after me. I observe the precept of
I observe the precepts of
abstaining from killing beings.
abstaining from killing beings.
I observe the precept of
I observe the precepts of
abstaining from stealing.
abstaining from stealing.
I observe the precept of
I observe the precepts of
abstaining from sexual misconduct.
abstaining from sexual misconduct.
I observe the precept of
I observe the precepts of
abstaining from telling lies.
abstaining from telling lies.
I observe the precept of
I observe the precepts of
abstaining from taking
abstaining from taking
intoxicating drinks and drugs.
intoxicating drinks and drugs.
I follow these precepts
I follow these precepts
for happiness in this life,
for happiness in this life,
for rebirth in heaven,
for rebirth in heaven,
and to realize the Four Noble Truths
and to realize the Four Noble Truths
in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation.
in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Dear Dhamma friends, now we are going to chant the qualities of the Buddha, qualities of the Dhamma, and the qualities of the Sangha with happy mind, confident heart. Let's recollect the incorrigible qualities of the Triple Gem. Please chant with me. Ittipiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vijjacharana sampanno sugato lokavido anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati sattva deva manussanam buddho bhagavati. Such indeed is the Blessed One, Arahant worthy one, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and virtue, follower of the noble path, knower of worlds, the peerless trainer of persons, teacher of gods and humans, the enlightened teacher, the blessed one. Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditthiko Akaliko Ehipassiko Opanayiko Pacchatang Veditabbo Vinyohiti. Well taught by the Blessed One is the Dhamma, visible here and now, timeless, open to all, learned and applied to oneself, understood by the wise, each for himself. Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujjapatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyayapatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samichi patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidan Chattari Purisa Yugani Atha Purisa Pungala Esa Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakhineyo Anjali Karaniyo Anuttarang Punyak Ketang Lokasati of pure conduct is the order of disciples of the Blessed One. Of upright conduct is the order of disciples of the Blessed One. Of wise conduct is the order of disciples of the Blessed One. Of generous conduct is the order of disciples of the Blessed One. Those 4 pairs of persons, the 8 kinds of individuals, that is the order of disciples of the Blessed One. They are worthy of offerings. They are worthy of hospitality. They are worthy of gifts. They are worthy of reverential salutations, an incomparable field of merit for the world. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now we are going to chant the Ratana Sutta, the jewel discourse, especially sharing blessings and the compassion, loving kindness of the Buddha to all beings in the world, wishing them, all of them, long life, good health, and happiness and peace. So, with a humble mind, compassionate heart, let's chant the Ratana Sutta, wishing all beings the well-being. यानि भूतानि समागतानि बुम्मानि वायानि वान्तलिखे सब्बेव भूता सुमना भवन्तु अतोऽपि सक्कच्च सुनन्तु भासितं तस्मै भूतानि सामेथ सब्बे मित्तं करोथ मानुषिया पजाय दिवाचरतो च हरन्ति बलिं तस्मै निरक्षत अपमत्ता यं किञ्चित्तं विधवाहुरं वा सर्गेषु अयं रत्नं पनीतं ननो समं अथि तथागतेन idampi buddhe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvattiyoto kayang viragang amatang panitang yadajjaga sanke muni samahito natena dhammena samatti kinchi idampi dhamme ratanang panitang etena saccena suvattiyoto yam buddha setta parivannai sucing samadhimanantarikanyamavo samadhina tena samona vijjati idampi dhamme ratanang panitang etena saccena suvattiyoto ye punggala attha satang pasattha chattari etani yugani onti te dakhineya sugatassa savaka ete sudinnani mahaphalani idampi sanghe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvattiyoto ये सुप्पयुक्ता मनसा दल्लेन निकामिनो गौतमशासनं मे ते पत्तिपत्ता अमतं विगह्य लब्धा मुधा निम्बुतिं भुञ्जमाना इदम्पि सङ्घे रत्नं पनीतं एतेन सच्चेन सुवत्तिहोतु Yatindakilo pataving sitosya Chatubhiva tebhya sampakampiyo Tatupamang sampurisang vadami Yo ariya sacchani avecca passati idampi sanghe ratanang panithang etena saccena suvatti hotu. Ye ariya sacchani vibhavayanti gambhira sudesithani kincapi te honte bhusappamattha nate bhavang attamang adiyanti idampi sanghe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu sahasradasana sampadaya Tayasu dhamma jahita bhavanti Sakkaya ditthi vichikicchitancha Silabbatang mapi adatti kinchi Chatuha payihi ca vippamutto Chacabhitanani abhabbo katung Idampi sanghe ratanang panitang Etena saccena suvatti hotu.
I think this one we haven't chanted, Bhante.
It scrolled too far. There's one before this.
Scroll too far.
Okay, now okay. Varo aranyo varado varaharo anuttaro dhamma varang adesai idampi buddhe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu kinang puranang navang nati sambhavang viratta citta etike bhasming Te kīna bija virulli chanda nibanti dhīrāya thāyam padīpo idampi sanghe ratanang panithang etena saccena suvatti hotu. यानि भूतानि समागतानि भूमानि वायानि वान्तरिक्षे तथागतं देवमनुष्यपूजितं बुद्धं नमस्सामसुवत्थियोतु यानि भूतानि समागतानि भूमानि वायानि वान्तरिक्षे Tathagatan deva manusa pujitam dhammang namasama suvatti hotu yani bhutani samagatani bhummani vayani vantalike Tathagatan deva manusa pujitam sanghang namasama suvatti hotu Etena saccena suvatti hotu. By this truth, may there be well-being. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
So now we are going to have a short meditation which will be led by our Venerable Bhante. Please get yourself a comfortable sitting position. Please kindly guide us, Bhante.
Okay, now we are going to practice some vipassana meditation to understand the true nature of this life. in order to practice detachment, renunciation, letting go. So understanding the true nature of conditioned things. So Buddha has taught us the way that we should contemplate on the conditioned things so that we can practice detachment towards all conditioned things. And Buddha has explained how all these aspects of life have been conditioned by impermanent causes and effects. To develop insight, wisdom, it is very important to understand how things arise and pass away. So pay very close attention and listen to me. At the same time, try to investigate the true nature following this guided meditation. Buddha has given instructions to analyze 5 areas of this life in terms of understanding the suffering, cause of suffering, end of suffering, and the path leading to the end of suffering, the Four Noble Truths. And also, Buddha encouraged his disciples to follow this path, mentioning that this is the easiest way to understand the Four Noble Truths. Sankhittena Panchupadana Khandha Dukkha. In order to understand the noble truth of suffering, understanding the true nature of 5 groups of clinging is a must. So now we are going to investigate the true nature of these 5 groups of clinging. And when the practitioners develop insight, they will gradually understand that this life, which consists of these 5 groups of clinging, cannot be regarded as mine, I am, and myself. So please think in this way and investigate. In this life, there is this rupa upadana khandha, which is the physical body. This body is derived from 4 great elements. It's made up of these 4 aspects that are called earth element, Patavi dhatu, fourth element, Apo dhatu, fire element, Tejo dhatu, and air element, Vayu dhatu. In this body, there are solid parts, and all these parts eventually go back to the earth and become a part of the earth, such as head hairs, body hairs, nails, teeth, they all become the part of the earth and go back to the earth and disappear. And all the solid parts such as flesh, skin, sinews, bones, bone marrow, kidneys, heart, lungs, small intestines, large intestines, stomach, and feces. All these solid parts belong to the earth element. They go back to the earth and become a part of the earth and disappear. Earth element is impermanent, subject to change, not mine, not I am, not myself. In this body, there's liquid parts, watery things. They all belong to water element, Apo Dhatu. They are the internal water element, such as bile, phlegm, pus, blood, sweat, fat, tears, saliva, and urine. All these liquid parts go back to the water and mix with water and disappear. This water element is impermanent, subject to change, not mine, not I am, not myself. In this body, there is fiery aspects, the heat element. The heat inside the body, the heat that digests the food we take in, the heat that ages the body. This is internal heat element. This heat eventually goes back to the nature is a part of the nature. Therefore, this fire element is impermanent, subject to change, not mine, not I am, not myself. In this body, there is airy parts, the wind, Vayu Dhatu, the wind that goes through the body, upgoing wind, downgoing wind, the wind in the belly, in breath and out breath. This air is internal air element. This wind is a part of the nature, and it goes back to the nature. Therefore, this wind element is impermanent, subject to change, not mine, not I am, not myself. We call this body my body, his body, her body, but there is no such thing in reality. This body belongs to nature, and it will go back to the nature. This body is made up of 4 great elements that are subject to change and destruction. Therefore, this body is impermanent, subject to change, not mine, not I am, not myself. That is the true nature of Rupa Upadana Khandha, the form aggregate of clinging. The body is conditioned by impermanent causes. Therefore, this body is impermanent, subject to change, not mine, not I am, not myself. Second group of clinging is Vedana Upadana Khandha, the feeling group of clinging. There are 6 classes of feelings in this life. Feeling born of eye contact, feeling bone of ear contact, feeling bone of nose contact, feeling bone of tongue contact, feeling bone of body contact, and feeling bone of mind contact. All the feelings are conditioned by contact. Contact means the union of internal sense organ, external object, and the consciousness. Dependent on contact, feelings arise. With the arising of contact, feelings arise. With the passing away and cessation of contact, feelings cease. All the happy feelings are subject to change. All the painful feelings are subject to change. All the neutral feelings are subject to change. All the feelings born of contact are impermanent. All the feelings are subject to change. All the feelings are not mine, not I am, not myself. The third group of clinging in this life is Sanya Upadana Kanda. The perception group of clinging. There are 6 classes of perceptions in this life. Perception of visual objects, perception of sounds, perception of smells, perception of tastes, perception of tangibles, and perceptions of mind objects. All the perceptions such as beauty, ugliness, short, long, colors, all these perceptions arise. They arise with the arising of contact. All the perceptions pass away with the passing away of contact. Therefore, all the perceptions born of contact are conditioned by impermanent causes. Therefore, perception is impermanent, subject to change, not mine, not I am, not myself. The fourth group of clinging in this life is Sankhara Upadana Khanda, volition group of clinging. There are 6 classes of volition in this life. They are the thoughts regarding visual objects, thoughts regarding sounds, thoughts regarding smells, thoughts regarding tastes, thoughts regarding tangibles, and thoughts regarding mind objects. All these thoughts arise with the arising of contact. All these thoughts are conditioned by impermanent contact. With the arising of contact, thoughts arise. With the cessation of contact, thoughts cease. Therefore, sankhara, volition, thoughts, they are impermanent, subject to change, not mine, not I am, not myself. The fifth group of clinging is vijnana upadana khanda, the consciousness group of clinging. There are 6 classes of consciousness in this life. Eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, and mind consciousness. Consciousness cognizes the object. Consciousness is conditioned by nama rupa, mentality and materiality. With the arising of mentality and materiality, consciousness arises. With the cessation of mentality and materiality, consciousness ceases. Therefore, consciousness is impermanent, subject to change, not mine, not I am, not myself. This body is impermanent. subject to change. Feelings are impermanent, subject to change. Perception is impermanent, subject to change. Thoughts are impermanent, subject to change. Consciousness is impermanent, subject to change. All the conditioned things are not mine, not I am, not myself. Slowly and gradually stop your meditation. Appreciating the instructions of a fully enlightened Buddha. Rejoicing in the powerful good karma of vipassana meditation. And sharing merit with all beings. Slowly and gradually stop your meditation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you for your guidance in meditation, Bhante. So next, we are going to read some suttas read by our volunteers. Our first sutta reader is Kalyanamita Jiyanti. So you can start and unmute yourself when you are ready, Juju.
Good afternoon, Namo Buddhaya, Bhante and Kalyamamita. Today I will be reading an excerpt from Attarakita Sutta with the title Self-Protected. How do we protect ourselves? At the city of Savatthi, seated to one side, King Pasenadi said to the Buddha, "Just now, Bhante, while I was alone in my room, this thought came to mind. Who are those who protect themselves? And who are those who don't protect themselves?" Then it occurred to me, those who do bad by body, speech, and mind don't protect themselves. Even if they are protected by a troop of elephants, horses, vehicles, or bodyguards, they still don't protect themselves. Why is that? It is because such protection is external and not internal. That's why they don't protect themselves. Those who do good by body, speech, and mind do protect themselves. Even if they are not protected by a troop of elephants, horses, vehicles, or bodyguards, they still protect themselves. Why is that? It is because such protection is internal and not external. That's why they protect themselves. The Supreme Buddha replied, "That is so true, great king. That is so true. Those who do bad by body, speech, and mind don't protect themselves. Even if they are protected by a troop of elephants, horses, vehicles, or bodyguards, they still don't protect themselves. Why is that? It is because such protection is external and not internal. That's why they don't protect themselves. Also, great king, those who do good by body, speech, and mind do protect themselves. Even if they are not protected by a troop of elephants, horses, vehicles, or bodyguards, they still protect themselves. Why is that? It is because such protection is internal and not external. That's why they protect themselves. The Buddha, restraint of the body is good, restraint of speech is good, restraint of the mind is good, restraint everywhere is good. A person who is ashamed of wrongdoing and restrained everywhere is said to be the one who is protected. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu. A beautiful sutta, a self-protected Attarakkhita sutta by the Buddha, and we rejoice in your merit of sutta reading, Jayanti. And what do you think about the wisdom of the Buddha about the true protection? Isn't that very true?
It is very true, Bante. I actually find this sutta to be very powerful, especially, in this COVID time, with the mental illness and everything, right? A way to protect yourself is, through, good deeds, good thinking, and also good speech. That's how we protect ourselves, by thinking positively.
Yeah, that's very true, because now you can see how much effort we make to protect our body, right? The people, everybody around the world. But you can see when, millions of people have passed away, when you learn that, you kind of think like we have failed protecting this body, right? Some rich people have passed away, very powerful people have already passed away, right? Some very famous people have passed away. As Buddha explained, like some of them had bodyguards, wealth, plenty of wealth, friends, relatives, fans around them, but they couldn't get that protection, the true protection. Um, but fortunately, there is a true protection, as Buddha explains, and that is to protect internal protection. And also Buddha explains how to gain that protection to our life. Buddha is not only mentioning the word, Buddha explains the path for that protection. And the path is to do good things by body, say good words, and think noble thoughts, right? So that's a very powerful sutta, and it's a very good news actually, because when we feel that there is not enough protection for our body in this world, we are still not helpless, because we have been taught by the Buddha a true protection, and also we have the path to gain that protection. So I think the whole world should read this sutta and try to achieve internal protection. Otherwise, we will fail if we only think about gaining external protection. Does anybody have any questions or any comments? And also, we shouldn't forget that when Buddha explains about the internal protection here, we can think of the protection in terms of regret-free mind in this life, remorse-free mind in this life. that is a powerful protection for the life, and we cannot gain that protection through wealth, through publicity, through power. We cannot gain that protection, but that is the most important protection, right? The internal peace of mind, regret-free mind, remorse-free mind. And also this protection is, Buddha explains here that this protection also describes the protection of next life. So think about the protection that people try to gain by having bodyguards, by using their wealth, power, weapons, or whatever. Can they take that protection to their next life? No. The only way that they are going to protect in their future lives is by their good actions done in this life. And what is that protection? The protection for future lives is that after death, they are not going to be reborn in miserable worlds such as hell, animal world, ghost world, asura world. And that protection, the rebirth in a safe place, rebirth in a good destination, is only to be gained through the internal protection. That means by doing good actions, wholesome actions with the body, speech, and mind. Right, Jayanti?
Yes, that's correct, Bhante.
Yeah, so it's a very powerful sutta again, and we should always remember that sutta, and we should be grateful to the Buddha for teaching such an excellent way of protecting ourselves. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Rob, you have a question?
Yeah, I was just thinking about the idea of restraint, Bhante. I was thinking about the idea of restraint versus avoidance. For instance, speech. You could sometimes, say nothing, which would be restraint, or sorry, say nothing, which would be, well, restraint would be say nothing, or avoidance, you could say something. Sometimes you don't know whether to say something or say nothing. In one case, it could be restraint. In the other case, it could be avoidance, just the distinction between those two things, restraint and avoidance. Sometimes it's not good to restrain. Sometimes you have to say something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always when Buddha explains about the right speech, samma vacha, and you can see the detailed description of samma vacha in the suttas. It is two-sided. Two-sided means there are two aspects of right speech. Some people think when they hear right speech, and when they hear that it's about avoiding using false speech, harsh speech, and like that, they think, so is right speech means always silence? That's a misunderstanding. When Buddha explains the restraint from lying, or refraining from lying, abstaining from lying, Buddha explains that there is another part of that samma vacha, right speech, which is to speak the truth. It's not only about avoiding lying. It's only one part of samma vacha. The other part of the samma vacha is speaking the truth. There are so many words you can speak that are reliable, true words, right? So you can share the Dhamma, and that's all the words spoken by the Buddha are true words. Fearlessly you can share those words with the world, like Bhantes always do. the Dhamma. They share the Dhamma with others. And if you think about the second part of the Sammavaca, abstaining from divisive speech. And that is only one part of that Sammavaca. There is another part of that. The first part of the second Sammavaca is the abstaining from divisive speech, that you don't use words to break friendships. On the other hand, you speak lots of words that promote friendships. That's also a part of that Sammavaca.
And the other two aspects, Bhante, restraint of the body, restraint of the mind. There could also be cases where not restraining the body or not restraining the mind could be helpful or positive or wholesome.
Yeah, like if you think about the bodily actions, Buddha explains about abstaining from killing. And some people think that's all about that bodily action, but there is another part of that. If you read carefully the description of abstaining from killing, it is not only about abstaining from killing. The other part of that bodily good conduct is that you are kind to all living beings. You're compassionate. You do lots of good actions with your body. You help sick people. You treat your parents well. You do lots of volunteering using your body. So that's using your body to help others in a wholesome way is also included in that bodily good conduct of abstaining from killing. Do you see that?
We could almost say that then what is wise restraint? We'll say wise restraint of speech, wise restraint of mind, wise restraint of
Yeah, you can
body.
you can use any term as if you understand the meaning.
Right.
Yeah, it's a very broader meaning. It's not only about avoidance or restraint. It has these positive aspects of those wholesome actions as well. Okay,
Thank you,
Rob?
Bhante. Thank you, Bhante.
That's a very good question, and I think all the Kalyana Mittas, all the Dhamma friends should read the description, detailed description of each good bodily action, good verbal action, and good mental action. So you can read through the suttas in the Majjhima Nikaya, middle discourses of the Buddha, and you will see very clearly there is an avoidance, restraint side, and also doing side related to each action. Okay, good. So we can go to the next chapter reading.
Yes, many thanks for sharing such a powerful words of the Supreme Buddha, Reader, Gianti, and Rob and Bhante. So our next sutta reader is Anthony. So you can start whenever you're ready, Anthony.
Namo Buddhaya Bhante. Today I will be reading Iti Uttaka number 106, Sabrahmaka Sutta, with Brahma. The Buddha explains the value of children taking care of their parents. This discourse was taught by the Blessed One, taught by the Arahat, the fully enlightened Supreme Buddha. This is as I heard. Monks, at home, some children treat their mothers and fathers respectfully. Those families are living with Brahma. Monks, at home, some children treat their mother and father respectfully. Those families are living with God, first gods. Monks, at home, some children treat their mother and father respectfully. Those families are living with first teachers. Monks, at home, some children treat their mother and father respectfully. Those families are living with those worthy of gifts. Monks, Brahma is a synonym for mother and father. The first gods is a synonym for mother and father. The first teacher is a synonym for mother and father. Those worthy of gifts is a synonym for mother and father. Why is that? Because mother and father are very helpful to their children. They take care of them and bring them up and introduce them to this world. This is the meaning of what the Blessed One said. So with regard to this, it was said, mother and father are called Brahma and first teachers. They show their children compassion and are worthy of receiving gifts from them. Therefore, wise children should pay homage to their parents, honor them, and provide them with food, drink, clothing, and bedding. They should anoint and bathe them and wash the dust from their feet. Performing these services for their parents, wise children are praised in this life and the next. They rejoice in heaven. This too is the meaning of what was said by the Blessed One. This is exactly as I heard.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Anthony, we rejoice in your sutta reading and bless you. So, what do you think about that? Again, another powerful sutta. Have you read or seen any other place or anybody else who have raised to that extent, taking care of parents and using those powerful words to their parents as synonyms, like Brahma, the first gods, first teachers? Have you seen anywhere? I haven't seen those powerful words being used for, right, parents. So what do you think about Buddha's understanding about the karma that's going to be accumulated in kids' life when they take care of their parents? What do you think about this powerful sutta?
The Buddha had a very profound understanding of what these actions could do for the children, and he knew that it would lead to very good merit for them.
Yeah, Anthony, very good. So how did you feel when you first read this sutta?
Felt like that it was very profound, and that we as children should treat our parents with respect and dignity and follow them and help them out in a way that we can.
They are the first teachers of kids, right? The Buddha says, first teachers, the Brahma, right? So some people think Brahma is far away and they do fire sacrifice, animal sacrifice. But Buddha says the Brahma is right there at your home, right?
Yeah.
Brahma is a synonym for the parents, Buddha says. And some people pray for gods. They do sacrifice, animal sacrifice, offerings to the gods, right? In an unseen world for invisible beings. But Buddha says gods are right there at your home. Who are the first gods?
Yeah.
Your mother and
your parents.
Your parents are the first gods. See the powerful words of the Buddha. So why don't you make offerings to your first gods at home? You know, don't you see some children, they forget the first gods at home and they go for looking for the invisible gods.
Yes, Bhante.
Right? So yeah, Buddha wanted all the sons and daughters make powerful good karma by respecting their parents, taking care of their parents, and also offering gifts to their parents. Buddha also mentioned about gifts, right? Worthy of gifts. The parents are the worthy of gifts. Sometimes children, they forget the real people who are worthy of gifts. See the powerful words of the Buddha, the the insight of the Buddha. Some kids, when they grow up, maybe they buy very expensive gifts, not for their parents, not for the real worthy people, worthy of gifts, but for the girlfriends, boyfriends, right? They spend so much money for those gifts, but they
Yes.
forget the real the worthy people at home. Sometimes parents are poor, they don't have delicious food, they don't have good clothing, but they don't think that these are the worthy of gifts. My mother is worthy of gifts, my father is worthy of gift. So if children understand the true meaning of this, they will definitely offer gifts to their parents, because it's a powerful good karma, right, Anthony?
Yes, Bhante.
What does Axel think
Mm,
about those powerful words of the Buddha?
So okay. So I know a lot of people. Who don't respect their parents at all. So I usually don't make friends with them.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm
Oh.
not certain about them, then I won't make like a very good friend with them.
Mm-hmm. So you have lots of wisdom, right? That's a kind of that's a very good decision, because Buddha teaches whoever you associate with, you become friendly with, you're going to be like that. So that is very important. Like, let's say we want to respect our parents, we have an honest intention, but if we associate with the friends who do not respect their friends, who do not respect their parents, as Axel explained, even though we want to respect our parents, we will lose that. We will not cultivate that good quality, because we are influenced by those friends who do not respect their parents, right, Axel?
Mhm.
So what is, if we like to respect our parents, what kind of friends should we look for and associate with?
So like I have a feeling that you like number one friends or number one friend should be your parents. So like you should spend time with your parents. You shouldn't be too distant away from them. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's very true, because Buddha used the
know
word, the true word for that.
feels like it's very, very painful.
Yeah. Remember the word used by the Buddha, the first gods, first teachers are your parents.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's very good to be honest to our parents, to open to our parents. And if we have some problems in our life, we should first go to our parents, right? Rather than going to some unknown person, or, it's the first teachers are at home. Very good. And sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. That's how we should apply these invaluable teachings to our life, avoiding bad friends and associating with good friends if we like to good things. Anybody has questions? A powerful lesson to be grateful and thankful to our parents, especially when they are alive. And remember those powerful results, as explained by the Buddha. Those kids are the ones who are going to be praised in this life and in next life. Praise is something that brings happiness to our lives. Nobody wants to be criticized or insulted by others, dispraised by others. because praise brings happiness. So if we like happiness, this is also one area that we need to think. Praise brings happiness, and that praise comes to those kids who respect their parents, who take care of their parents. And the praise, they are praised in the next life, means when, after death, when they are going to be reborn in among other grateful people in a heaven, and they will praise you. Oh, you came to heaven by doing good things. One of those good things in your actions is taking care of parents. You did the right thing when you were in the human world. So the heavenly beings praise you. Okay, Vani, we can go to the next sutta reading, or is that the end of the sutta reading?
Yes, Ms. Bante, we don't have any other sutta reader. You can start with the Dhamma discussion. Yes.
Okay, very good. Sadhu, sadhu. So I again pay homage to the Blessed One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu. I pay homage to my teacher, Lukuswami Hanse. Sadhu, sadhu. For the Dhamma discussion today, I like to discuss about the conditioned things, the nature of conditioned things. Sometimes in our day-to-day life, we don't even think about these kind of terms. We don't frequently use these terms. Conditioned things, I don't know if you use in your ordinary life. Conditioned things. But throughout the teachings of the Buddha, you get to read about this sutta frequently. Conditioned things. So what are these conditioned things? And what kind of understanding should we have about conditioned things? What kind of wisdom we should develop towards conditioned things? So those are the questions. Those are the lessons we should learn. So I like to give you the opportunity to read a few suttas about that. The first sutta is from the Samyutta Nikaya. So let me share the screen with you. If we can have the Pali as well to learn some significant, the key phrases. Okay, any volunteers to read the word of the Buddha and make good karma?
May I?
Harry.
Yeah. Okay. Mount Vipulya. At one time, the Buddha was staying near Rajagaha on the Vulture's Peak mountain. There, the Buddha addressed the mendicants. Mendicants, Venerable Sir, they replied. The Buddha said this: Mendicants, transmigration has no known beginning. No first point is found of sentient beings roaming and transmigrating, hindered by ignorance and fettered by craving. Once upon a time, mendicants, this Mount Vipulya was known as Pachinavamsa. And at the time, people were known as Tivaras. The lifespan of the Tivaras was 40,000 years. It took them 4 days to climb Mount Vipulya and 4 days to descend. At that time, Kakusanda, the Blessed One, the Perfected One, the fully awakened Buddha arose in the world. Kakusanda had a fine pair of chief disciples named Vidhura and Sanjiva. See, the mendicants. The mountain's name has vanished. Those people have passed away, and that Buddha has become fully extinguished. So impermanent are conditions. So unstable are conditions. So unreliable are conditions. This is quite enough for you to become disillusioned, dispassionate, and freed regarding all conditions.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Again, powerful insight of the Buddha into the conditioned things. So this is from the Mount Vepula, the Vepula Pabbada Sutta, and Buddha was at Rajagaha, the city of Rajagaha, on the Vulture's Peak Mountain, Gijjakuta Mountain, and from there, Buddha and the monks were able to see the Mount Vepula because it is in that circle of mountains around the Gijjakuta Mountain. And pointing at that Vepula Mountain, Buddha was explaining this about the previous Buddhas and also the name for that Vepula Mountain in the time of the Buddha Kakusanda, and the lifespan of those people who lived at that time, and also the name of those people who lived at that time. And Buddha first explains about those things. So, Anamataggoyam bhikkave sansaro. You see here the word sansara, the very famous word around the world. And the true meaning of sansara is that this journey of from life to life, the cycle of rebirth, cycle of birth and death, sansara. Anamataggoyam. And the beginning point of this cannot be seen. This is an endless journey, Buddha explains. Ubbhakotina panyayati, beginning point cannot be seen, it's so long. And what is the reason? Buddha explains the reason also here. Avidya nivarnana, because these beings are hindered by ignorance, not knowing the reality of life, not knowing the reality of conditioned things, not knowing suffering, cause of suffering, end of suffering, and the path leading to the end of suffering, not knowing the Four Noble Truths. That's the reason for this endless journey. Saptanam, tanha sangyojananam, and because of not knowing the reality, they are fettered by craving. Tanha sangyojananam. They go together. When we don't have the real true understanding about the life, the only result is craving, clinging, attachment. They go hand in hand. When the true knowledge is gained, when the understanding of the things, of all the conditioned things happens, the natural result is that the craving disappears, clinging disappears, detachment is the result. And that is where the true happiness lies, the peace lies. The peace, true happiness is always on the side of the detachment, always on the side of the renunciation, always on the side of the letting go. What is in the side of the craving? Is the suffering, stress, depression, unsatisfactoriness, disappointment, all those negative emotions, negative feelings, negative results are on the side of craving. The Buddha explains this: hindered by ignorance and fettered by craving, beings roam and wander in this endless journey from life to life, world to world, experiencing mostly bahu dukkha, mostly suffering and pain. Appasada, there is a little gratification, little enjoyment, little happiness, but there's great pain. That is the nature of this samsara always. It never changes. That's the nature. But because of this ignorance, people, okay, so what brings suffering, what brings pain is the conditioned things. Conditioned things bring pain. I mean the attachment or craving for conditioned things. Conditioned things are outside, and I mean like the people, the liberated monks and nuns, they cut the bridge to conditioned things. The bridge is the craving and attachment. And what happens is all these external objects, all the conditioned things will be there, and there is no craving for those things, so there is no arising of suffering. So as a result of this ignorance and craving, beings, human beings, heavenly beings, animals, ghostly beings, hell beings, they all wander in this long journey of samsara. Then Buddha explains about this Mount Vaipulla. And what was the name of that Mount Vaipulla in the time of the Kakusanda Buddha? So now this is about past. Pachinavansa is the name. Buddha explains Pachinavansa. And those people were known as Tivaras. Think about this knowledge of the Buddha about past lives. And interestingly, that mountain still exists. It stands in India. And it was there when the lifespan of human beings was 40,000 years. And it was there when the Kakusanda Buddha was in the human world. And it is still there 2,500 years later after the passing away of the Buddha. And Buddha explains there were two chief disciples named Vidura and Sanjiva for Kakusanda Buddha. And then Buddha gradually comes to the main topic of the sutta, the main theme, that is about the impermanence of conditioned things. Buddha explains, see monks, the mountain's name has vanished. Those people, Tivara people, have passed away. The Kakusanda Buddha has become fully extinguished, attained final passing away. So impermanent are conditioned things. Evaṁ anicca bhikkave sankhara. Sankhara is the word for conditioned things. Conditioned things means anything that arises due to a cause and ceases due to the cessation of a cause. If anything has that characteristic, it is called sankhara. There is an arising, there is an passing away, and there is a change between the arising and the passing away. Upado panyayati, there is an arising for a conditioned thing. Vayo panyayati, there is passing away of a conditioned thing. Chitasa anya tattam panyayati, between the arising and passing away, there is a change always, subject to change. That is sankhara. And what is this inherent nature of conditioned things? Our body is a conditioned thing. Eyes, conditioned. Ears, conditioned. Nose, conditioned. Body, conditioned. Tongue is conditioned. Mind is conditioned. Sounds, tastes, smells, all these things are conditioned things. And what is the nature? Anicca. So impermanent are conditions, monks. Evaṁ adhva bhikkave sankhara. Adhva, another inherent nature of sankhara, the conditioned things, is that unstable. They are unstable. You can see that, how unstable these worldly things, conditioned things around the world. How unstable. People are suffering due to this unstable nature of bodies, unstable nature of everything in this world. So if we are attached, if we are chasing after conditioned things, what we are going to get is unstable reality. That will be the result. And you can see that happening always in the world. Evan anassasika bhikkave sankara. Another inherent nature of conditioned things is unreliable. So unreliable are conditions. Right? In the midst of all the plans, dreams, and hopes and wishes, people live, and suddenly they leave everything behind and pass on to another life. They don't know where they are going. With unfinished jobs, unfinished tasks, they have to leave this world. That happened in the past, that is happening at present, that will happen in future. They all die. People all die with unfinished jobs, unfinished tasks, with unsatisfactoriness. Because only Buddha teaches only arahants are the fully satisfied beings in this world. Only arahants, liberated ones, because they have gone beyond conditioned things. All conditioned things. Gone beyond means they have abandoned craving for all conditioned things. They have gone beyond. That's the way to go beyond conditioned things. Going beyond conditioned things means abandoning craving, clinging, attachment. And they have attained the unconditioned. There is another word to learn. They have attained unconditioned. Unconditioned thing in this world. Unconditioned is a synonym for Nibbana, enlightenment. Nibbana is not conditioned, it is unconditioned. The path to Nibbana is conditioned, which is the Noble Eightfold Path. Buddha explains that is also a very powerful statement made by the Buddha. Buddha says, monks, among all the conditioned things, the greatest, the best conditioned thing is the Noble Eightfold Path. So the path to Nibbana is conditioned. However, Nibbana is unconditioned. If there is birth, aging, death, sickness, change in some element, it is called conditioned. But there is no aging, no sickness, no death, no suffering, no pain in Nibbana, because Nibbana is unconditioned. And Buddha continues, this is quite enough for you to become disillusioned. Yavanchidam bhikkave alameva sabba sankharesu nibbinditum. Dispassionate alang virajitum, and freed regarding all conditioned things. Monks, the only way to true happiness is that you need to be freed, liberated from all conditioned things. Vani, you have a question?
Oh yes, Bante. I would like to ask you, I noticed like Tiwaras and even Rohitas also have a very long lifespan, 40,000 years and 30,000 years. Aren't they, isn't it even more difficult to realize the impermanence of life itself, Bante?
It
Because
depends
we
on it depends on whether they have the teaching about the truth is available, and whether they have the enough wisdom. Those are the main factors. Think about the Brahmas and Devas who already have not only 40,000, 30,000, they have eons of lifespan, right?
Mhm.
But still, they attain the stages of enlightenment, don't they? Even those heavenly beings attain stages of enlightenment. It's because what they need to attain enlightenment, to understand the impermanence of conditioned things, is not what they need is that the teachings about the true nature of conditioned things and enough wisdom.
Mhm.
Those are the two factors.
I see.
Think about the lifespan, the present lifespan.
Yeah, it's less than 100, but we
Less
still
than 100, but
think it's
less than 100, but who
permanent.
understand the reality? Who
Yeah,
understands,
yes, I think
right?
you're right.
More wars, more fighting, more weapons, more nuclear weapons. Where is understanding?
Mhm.
If we think that the shorter lifespan is the way to understand the true nature of conditioned things, we are wrong. Do you see that kind of understanding happening around the world? What you hear every day, that country has developed more nuclear weapons and this country has created more nuclear weapons. These are the things you hear every day. And there is shooting there is shooting here, killing here, there. And so where is understanding of life? Otherwise, now is the perfect timing to think that we will die soon.
Mhm.
No point of fighting. No point of killing each other. No point of trying to steal others' properties. No point of being pride of these conditioned things. Now is the perfect time for that. But you don't see that happening in the world. So even the lifespan is very long. What you need is that the teachings should be available about the true nature of conditioned things and the capable wisdom to grasp the reality of life. It is very obvious. If those two things are available and present, the lifespan doesn't matter. Right? Very good. And so all the conditioned things are subject to change, impermanent, unstable, unreliable. So these are the very powerful words. So wise people can use these words and apply these Dhamma to their lives and see this impermanent, unstable, unreliable nature within themselves, within all the conditioned things. Okay, who is going to read next?
I can read.
Yes.
I can
I
read.
can read, Bante. It's
Go
Barry.
ahead.
Okay,
ahead.
Barry, please go ahead.
Once upon a time, this Mount Vipula was known as Vankaka, and at the time people were known as Rohitasas. The lifespan of the Rohitasas was 30,000 years. It took them 3 days to climb Mount Vipula and 3 days to descend. At that time, Konagamana, the Blessed One, the Perfected One, the fully awakened Buddha, arose in the world. Konagamana had a fine pair of chief disciples named Biyosa and Uttara. See, mendicants, this mountain's name has vanished. Those people have passed away, and that Buddha has become fully extinguished. So impermanent are conditions. So unreliable are conditions. This is quite enough for you to become disillusioned, dispassionate, and freed regarding all conditions.
Sadhu, sadhu. We rejoice in your reading. Again, those powerful words from the Buddha. The name has changed to Vankaka. Remember the previous name? It was Pachinamansa, and new name in the time of the Konagamana Buddha is the Vankaka. And the name, the people's name have changed. Rohitasa. Lifespan is reducing now, reduced to 30,000. And then a new Buddha appeared at that time, Buddha Konagamana. And yeah, Buddha explains everything changed. again, the name disappeared of the mountain and people passed away. Buddha attained Parinibbana. All conditioned things are impermanent, unstable, unreliable. The only way to be liberated, to attain true happiness, is to be dispassionate and detached from all conditioned things. That's the advice of the Buddha. Okay, let's go to the next paragraph. Rob, you can read now.
I can read, yes. Once upon a time, this Mount Vipula was known as Supasa. And at that time, people were known as Supiyas. The lifespan of the Supiyas was 20,000 years. It took them 2 days to climb Mount Vipula and 2 days to descend. At that time, Kassapa, the Blessed One, the Perfected One, the fully awakened Buddha, arose in the world. Kassapa had a fine pair of chief disciples named Tissa and Bharadavaja, sea medicants. This mountain's name has vanished. Those people have passed away, and that Buddha has become fully extinguished. So impermanent are conditions, so unstable are conditions, so unreliable are conditions. This is quite enough for you to become disillusioned, dispassionate, and freed regarding all conditions.
Sadhu. So now Buddha has explained about the arising of third Buddha before the Gautama Buddha, and the name of that Buddha is Buddha Konagamana. And Buddha explains that time also passed. Everybody passed away. The name of the mountain changed. Buddha passed away into final Parinibbana. And the nature of conditioned things are always impermanent. Who is going to read next?
Bhante, I can read. Bhante, I think this one has been read by Rob. Bhante, this one was read
Already.
by Rob.
Okay.
Yes.
So
No, we didn't read Kassapa yet.
we didn't, right?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't read Kassapa. Yes. Many merit
already.
by Manisha. Yes.
No worries.
Yeah. Harry, go ahead, please.
No. I said we read this part already. Kassapa.
Maybe then we skipped.
No, this one is read by Rob.
We just read Konagamana, right?
Yeah.
I think
No.
Rob read.
So we read about Kakusanda Buddha, and then we read about Konagamana Buddha.
Yes.
That's right.
And then Rob read Kassapa.
Kassapa.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So now we go to
the next is the Buddha Gautama.
The last one about the Gautama Buddha.
Gautama.
Mm-hmm. There could be 4 Buddhas.
Yes,
total.
we have read 3 of them, Bhante.
Yeah.
Yes, the last one we read was.
We read about Kakusanda, Konagamana, Kassapa. Last one is Gautama Buddha's time. Okay.
These days, this Mount Vipula is known as Vipula, and these people are known as Magadhans. The lifespan of the Magadhans is short, brief, and fleeting. A long life is 100 years or a little more. It takes the Magadhans an hour to climb Mount Vipula and an hour to descend. And now I am the Blessed One, the Perfected One, the fully awakened Buddha who has arisen in the world. I have a fine pair of chief disciples named Sariputta and Moggallana. There will come a time when this mountain's name will vanish, those people will die, and I will be fully extinguished. So impermanent are conditions, so unstable are conditions, so unreliable are conditions. This is quite enough for you to become disillusioned, dispassionate, and free regarding all conditions. This is what the Buddha said. Then the Holy One, the teacher, went on to say, for the Tivaras, it was Pachinawangsa. For the Rohitasa, Wangkaka. Supassa for the Supyas, and Vepula for the Magadhans. Oh, conditions are impermanent. Their nature is to rise and fall. Having arisen, they cease. Their stilling is true bliss. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Read it, Joyce, in your sutta reading, Linda. Did you see this very famous verse and very famous, the powerful verse, Anicca Vata Sankhara, here? That's how the monks got it. That's where the monks got it. It's from the direct words of the Buddha. It's from suttas. Anicca Vata Sankhara, Uppadavaya Dhammino, Uppajjitva Nirujjanti, Te Sangvupasamo Sukho. So, do you remember that verse chanted by monks in funeral or the funeral ceremonies?
Yes, Bhante.
Yeah, Anicca Vata Sankhara. Oh, conditions are impermanent. Uppada Vaya Dhammino. Their nature is to rise and fall. Uppajjitva Nirujjanti. Having arisen, they cease. Te Sangvupasamo Sukho. Their stilling is true bliss. That's powerful stanza from the Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So that is how Buddha was explaining about the true nature of all conditioned things, and giving very good examples with Buddha's extraordinary knowledge to see past lives, the past of humans, the past of the earth, past of the all these conditioned things. Isn't that a powerful sutta? To say that no matter whether you live for 40,000, 50,000, 60,000, right? They still die. Ray, you have a question?
Yes, Bhante. If the lifespan for individuals was 40,000, 30,000, 20,000, was the Buddha's lifespan also the same length in that time also?
Yeah. Yes.
So would a lot more people become enlightened? Like if Gautama only had 100 years and he was able to help people to cross over, did the other Buddhas cross over a lot more people because they had a lot more years of time with people that to help them?
Yeah, a lot more people escape from samsara, but there is another side of the story that only in Sambuddha's dispensations the teaching is well organized and preserved for the future generations, and only in Sambuddha's dispensation lasts long after the passing of the Buddha due to some reasons, and they are very well explained by the Buddha. So among those Buddhas whose teaching lasted for a long time for the benefit of future generations is the Gautama Buddha's teachings are in that category. And there are some criteria and some organizing ways of the teachings to be preserved and handed down to the future generation, which was done in the Gautama Buddha's time period when Buddha was alive. So that helps for the future generations to use that Dhamma and gain benefits from that for a longer time. But even though in some periods lifespan is very high, because that organizing of the teachings is not available, after the passing of that Buddha, the Dhamma propagation will come to an end soon. So,
Thank you, Bhante.
very good. Rob, your mic is muted.
Sorry, the continuous reduction in the amount of time to climb the mountain and descend from the mountain. I guess an obvious explanation, the mountain's wearing down, it's getting smaller. Is there some other meaning to that?
No, I think that's the meaning. Yeah, you got it right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's also impermanence of the mountain, right?
Right.
Becoming small and small and eventually disappear. Any other questions? Anything you like to ask related to this topic or not related to this topic? Anything you like to ask, you are welcome to ask.
Bhante.
Okay,
Bhante,
so before I forget, that sutta is from the Samyutta Nikaya. It is chapter 2, Nidana Vagga, Vepulla Pabbata Sutta. You can read again by going to the Samyutta Nikaya, Nidana Vagga. Please go ahead, Harry.
Oh, Bhante, I remember we were mentioning about the next Buddha. So a while ago, so we were saying the lifespan from 40,000, 30,000, 20, and then 100. And so the next Buddha after Gautama, if he comes Maitreya, then our lifespan on the contrary jump up to 10,000 or more. Am I right? So the curve, there's a shift somewhere.
Yeah, it always pattern the kind of the same. It always follows the same pattern. Kind of it goes. The lowest is the 10. The lifespan.
10 years. 10 years.
Yeah, and then increases.
But that would still be under Gautama's Buddha's time.
Yeah.
Most probably, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Bhante.
Until it goes to 10, a new Buddha wouldn't appear. Until it, even if it starts rising up to 20, 40, 80, or 1,000, 10,000, no, there's no arising of the future Buddha until it goes to very high, to a lifespan of 80,000 years old.
80,000. Okay. So we don't know when.
Yeah, no, it's long time. Think about what happened here. Like when Buddha was alive, the lifespan was 120 and 100 and between 100 and 120, and now the lifespan, let's say 80 or whatever, let's say 100. So from 120 to 100 for 20 years, it's a reduction of 20 years. For that to happen, 2,600 years, it took 2,600 years for the reduction of 20 years. That's how it happens. It will take long time. So we never encourage people to wait until the next Buddha comes, because we don't know where we are going. And when the next Buddha appears in the human world, if we delay our Dhamma practice, we will be in hell, animal world, the ghost world, who knows? And the future Buddha also will appear in the world, teach the Dhamma and pass into final paranibbana. We will be still stuck in somewhere in a miserable place. So delaying for future Buddha is not a wise decision. Unfortunately, that was the plan of many people in Sri Lanka till my teacher Lokaswami Wahanse clearly mentioned that the danger of that plan, right? If you delay your wholesome path to keep, and if you think that you should start keeping precepts, practicing meditation, following the Noble Eightfold Path. This should be done when you meet the Maitri Buddha, the next Buddha, and you lose all the opportunities that are available right here. So Luksansi corrected that, and lots of people understood. Now they have come to an idea that this is the only opportunity they have gained, and we have to be diligent. Yeah.
Thank you, Bante.
Good. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, Vani, we can go to the merit sharing now.
Give us the merit sharing. We do have several names of our departed relatives, Bante. So here is the merit sharing notes.
Okay. Vani, do you like to do an explanation about who we are going to share merit with? Yeah.
Sure. Our family, Budiwani, Anthony, and Axel, departed relatives, we would like to share merits with our beloved father, Julius Sanjaya, our grandmother, Tan Siet Yun, Joanna Jory, Hank Wibisano, and all other past and present departed relatives. And also Juyanti's beloved father-in-law, Lim Ah Kia, and also Julius' aunt, Susanna Dewi, Lim Sui King, who passed away on September the 25th. Also, Lenny's co-worker, Mark O'Connor, he is undergoing the heart surgery. May he recover soon and have a successful surgery.
Okay, so as mentioned, now we can do the merit sharing. We generate powerful good karma. First of all, organizing this program by the president and the other office bearers of the Indonesian the community, and also inviting the friends. We generated good karma. Then we observed precepts, chanted the qualities of the triple gem, and by reading the suttas, by listening to the Dhamma, and doing the Dhamma discussion, in many ways, our kids, the parents, and all the Kalyanamitas generated powerful good karma and helping each other in many, many ways. So let's share the merit with, first of all, with our teacher, Lokaswami Mahansi. We also share merit with all the monks and nuns around the world. And we share merit with all the heavenly beings. We especially share merit with Bodhi, Vani, Anthony, Axel, and with their family for organizing this program and preparing all the Dhamma slides and encouraging friends to participate in the Dhamma program. So by the power of this merit, may all of you in your family enjoy long life, good health. May all of you have the opportunity to associate with Kalyanamitas, noble friends all the time, listen to the true Dhamma and follow the Noble Eightfold Path, and also attain supreme bliss of Nibbana as soon as possible. And we share merit with all the Kalyanamitas who have gathered here and who help this Dhamma program in many ways. All the kids, all the parents, and everybody. May all of you enjoy long life, good health, happiness, and peace. May all of your rare human lives be well protected and have the association of Kalyanamitas all the time. May all of you also attain supreme bliss of Nibbana, the unconditioned, stable, reliable, supreme freedom in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. And we again share merit with all the departed relatives mentioned in that merit sharing. May all those departed relatives and all the other departed relatives of the Kalyanamitas rejoice in this merit. May they have happy lives and path to freedom.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
And we also finally share merit with the president of Indonesian Association and all the other members for organizing this program and giving others to listen to the Dhamma, practice the Dhamma, the opportunity. And may all of them enjoy long life, good health, and may they have more opportunities to share the teachings of the Buddha with the world, and may all of them also attain supreme bliss of Nibbana as soon as possible.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
So, Vani, now we are going to ask for forgiveness.
Yes, Bante. Give us forgiveness. Give me one moment, Bante. Okay. So,
Please.
Venerable Bante, yeah, we would like to ask forgiveness and share the merits that we have accumulated today. So, dear Dhamma friends, let us chant these verses together. Ukasa Wandami Bante,
Sukhihot.
Mayang Katang Punyang, Samina Anumodita Bang,
Sadhu sadhu anumodami.
Samina Katang Punyang, Mayang Data Bang,
Sadhu anumodit.
Sadhu Sadhu Anumodami, O Kasa Dwaratena, Katang Sabang Achayang, Kamatami Bante,
Kamami kamitamba.
O Kasa Kamami Bante, Dutiyampi O Kasa Kamami Bante, Tatiyampi O Kasa Kamami Bante.
Sukhihotu, Abhivadana
Sadhu.
Silis, Nichang Vadha Pachaino, Chattaro Dhamma Vardanti, Ayvano Sukham Balam, Ayurarogya Sampatti, Sagga Sampatti Mevacha, Ato Nibbana Sampatti, Minati Samijatu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sukhihotu. May the triple gem bless you all. May you be well and happy. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya.
Namo
Many
Buddhaya,
merits.
Thank you,
Many
Bante.
merits,
Yeah,
yes,
thank you,
Bante,
Bante.
Thank
for
you,
the time and
Bante.
you, Bante.
compassion.
Thank you,
Namo
Bante.
Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya.
Anumodana Budaya,
Namo Buddhaya Bante.
Anumodana
Namo
Bante.
Buddhaya.
Dhamma saranaya namo buddhaya.
So many
Namo.
merits to all of our volunteers and all of our Dhamma friends. Please join us again next month. If you have any questions, suggestions, comments, or feedback, so please do not hesitate to email us at info.ibfc.toronto@gmail.com. And you're welcome to visit our Facebook page and YouTube channel for updates of future programs. So may we all be happy. May all beings be happy. May we one day realize the Four Noble Truth in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Ani.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank you,
Vani.
Anumodana.
Thank you, everybody.
Everybody, thank you.
Anumodana.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.